This is strictly a budget question. One area of public controversy a couple months ago was the size of our DEI budget. And what's the DEI budget for the upcoming year, and how does it compare to the previous year?
Yeah, so the only material enhancements to the DEI budget this coming year is additional funds in EOCR, which is a regulatory compliance requirement. We are seeing increased caseloads, and EOCR falls under the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. I think the total budget this coming year is about 7.7 million or 7.8 million. If you give me 30 seconds, I'll pull it. Yep, 7.486. But that does include a bunch of other items, not only like programming, but it includes the Office of EOCR, which is a big, heavy compliance required case investigation. And we spent a lot of time talking about that through the budget hearings because their caseloads have grown significantly. And so we not only put additional funds in the base, we put a contingency on the side because we're concerned about, we have to do investigations timely in that regard.
How many individuals does that reflect that are employed direct or indirect for DEI purposes?
You're talking about the entire office, or which includes all of the investigators? I mean, there have been a couple of different analyses. So the question we were asked last spring was the work about 55 full-time positions across the institution where 80% of their time or more. That does not all reside in the Vice President of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion's budget. Remember, there are positions out. The budget that I was just answering the question from Doug Wetmore is the entire Vice President's office, which is about 7.5 million. That includes EOCR. So there's a whole investigative arm within that unit.
Okay.
And Judy, just for clarification.
Yep.
EOCR provides investigatory services for compliance with
Correct.
civil rights laws.
Correct.
Which would include religious freedom
Yes.
and whatever complaints.
Yes.
And
across
that's
the board.
required to be done and reported.
Yes, and the caseloads have been growing, and it was a significant conversation through the budget process because being out of compliance with that would be wildly problematic.
So if a department had a DEI officer, would that be in the 7 million that you were talking about, or would that be in their department?
It could be in either. We have a portion of experts that reside within the Vice President of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion office. There are also people who spend time out in the organization as part of their job doing diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts, and they may be included. I give a doctor, for example, who might be working in the medical center, who's a urologist who also does work in the DEI space. That person would reside.
I just want to say, sometimes that's added as, this counts as service
Correct.
to the university, so it's part of their service effort. It's not like added money per
Correct.
se.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely.
What's the breakdown between faculty and staff in the 1.7 billion on academic or either side for that matter?
I will get that for you if you give me like 2 minutes. I've got to dig through my material. So of the 30,000 person workforce, I have a complete breakdown of faculty, staff, but I don't know that I have that memorized, Bert. Okay.
Wouldn't have got you. You can get back to me.
Okay, great.
A few minutes later.
JJ, your 2 minutes is up. Did you find the breakdown?
No, I will get it. Maybe. Did you guys find the breakdown? Go.
What do you want? What's the, they've texted it to you.
Oh, they've texted to me.
Breakdown of
Another efficient way would be just to have them say.
I know. I'm good. Go ahead.
Good with that? What's the answer?
Fit-
So, you asked about breakdown of faculty and staff and the compensation.
yeah, the 1.6 billion. How much is faculty staff?
So faculty is 668 million, staff is 806. Both of those are inclusive of fringe benefits, and the remainder is wages, especially student wages, adjunct faculty, other things that are paid out in form of wages.
Do you have the head count number of that too, or is that?
Not have that for in front of me. But that's all funds, so inclusive of everything on sponsored funds, on gifts, on state.
That's Katie Walker, for those of you who don't know her, another rock star on the team. So thank you, Katie.
So we'll get Katie to text JJ.